Module 2, On Behavior. Lesson 2, On Taking Stock. Fable 1, The Mantis Trying to Stop a Cart.
Today's story is about Yan He and Chu Boyu.
I know Chu Boyu. He is a wise man and often gives suggestions to other people.
You are right. So, when Yan He was invited to be the tutor of the heir of Duke Ling of Wei, he knew he was in trouble, and he went to Chu Boyu for help.
I'm gonna teach a young man who is cruel by nature. If I do not persuade him and warn him, the whole state will be in danger. But if I do, I may well put myself in danger. He can see the mistakes that others have made, but cannot understand why people make such mistakes. I have no idea what to do in such a case.
A very good question. You should be careful. Behave as if you are conforming to his ideas, while keeping in mind that your flexibility is just a strategy used to persuade him. Don't anger him and endanger yourself. Try to strike a balance between the two. If he does things in a childish way, be a child along with him. If he wants to be boundless along with him. When you gain his trust, it will be easier for you to guide and teach him. Have you heard about the mantis? A mantis thinks so highly of himself and assumes that there is nothing he cannot defeat. When angered, he simply waves his arms to stop his enemies, even if it's a coming cart. So be careful. If you confront him because of your belief in your ability and nobility, you may get killed. Then what's the difference between you and that mantis who tries to stop the cart?
In our daily life, we often encounter similar situations. You may intend to persuade your friend to get rid of his bad habits, but if you speak out directly, your friend may feel ashamed and even become angry with you. So no matter how good your intention is, you should present it in a wise way, or you may push the whole situation into crisis. Also, don't overestimate yourself and try to stop something that is beyond your power. The result can be nothing but failure. Take the e-commerce giant Alibaba as an example. Alibaba is one of the top 10 most valuable and biggest companies in the world now. But when it first started, the Taobao marketplace, people were quite doubtful about it. Many businesses refused to open an online shop. They believed that only the face-to-face business provided the best shopping experience. Therefore, they chose to ignore the many advantages of e-commerce, such as automatic transactions, around-the-clock accessibility, and worldwide reach. They were proved wrong. Now, some 200 million people shop on Alibaba's mobile sites each day, and there's hardly any brand that does not have an online shop. This is the end of this fable. Thank you for watching. Fable 2, The Hat Seller from Song.
Today's story is about a hat seller from the state of Song. He sold ceremonial hats of the ancient style for a living. He traveled from market to market to sell his hats. In order to make a better living, he decided to travel to the southern state of Yue to sell his hats, thinking that he could make a fortune there.
But the state of Yue was in the south. The weather there is sunny and hot most of the time. Would the people there like this kind of hat?
Good question. Here is what happened when he arrived in the state of Yue.
Finally, I'm here. Wow, so many people here. Looks like a good place to sell my hat. Ceremonial hats for gentlemen. Come and have a look. Beautiful hats for gentlemen.
What hats? Let me have a look. Ha ha! These are useless stuff. We all wear our hair short, see? Like this. It's cool. We don't need any hats. And we wear tattoos as well, so we don't even need t-shirts. Ha ha ha! This guy is so funny. He tries to sell hats here. To be a good salesperson, you need to know not only the advantages and disadvantages of your product. More importantly, you need to find out your customers' needs so you can provide better services and achieve better sales. That means we should not make decisions without a full investigation first. For example, after the entrance exam, you will need to choose a university. You can't just pick one randomly. You should not only consider your personal preferences, like which city do you like, what is your budget, but also factors like what is your rank in your province? What are the characteristics of each university in that city? Do you have a particular major in mind? Etc. A thorough investigation will ensure that you make an appropriate decision. This is the end of this fable. Thank you for watching. Fable 3. Pushing a boat on land.
Confucius was traveling westward from his home state, the state of Lu, to the state of Wei.
What did he want to do there?
He believed that one should look back to the ancient ways of the Duke of Zhou for models of propriety and good conduct, and practice them in one's daily life. So he went from Lu to Wei, trying to persuade the rulers and the people there to accept the old ways of conduct.
Was he successful then?
Interestingly, his disciple Yan Hui was also questioning his master's success, so he went to the tutor Jin, who was the grand tutor of the state of Lu, for advice. Tutor Jin told him a story.
What do you think of the way my master proceeds?
It's a shame. I'm afraid your master is not going to succeed.
Why?
The ancient ways of Zhao were just like the straw dogs used for sacrifice. After the sacrifice, they were discarded into the street. Even so, your master picks them up again. They will bring nightmares to your master. That's why in the state of Song, the big tree under which your master and his disciples were having discourses was cut down. He was forced out of Wei too. His teaching were not well received in the capitals of Shang and Zhou. He was even besieged and denied fire to cook any food for 7 days between the state of Chan and Cai. Weren't these events like nightmares?
Well, it's true, but my master was not afraid.
You missed the point. If you're traveling by water, nothing is better than a boat. If you're traveling by land, nothing is better than a carriage. Since a boat can only be used in water, if we try and drag a boat across the land, we can only go a short distance in our lifetime. The past and present are just like the water and the land. Zhou, the dynasty, and Lu, the state, are just like the boat and the carriage. Hoping to apply the old ways of Zhou to Lu is the same as trying to push a boat on land. This is labor without merit, and the doer will only fall into nightmares.
Tutor Jin believed that Confucius would not succeed because he followed the ancients too closely and did not want to change, or did not know how to change. Zhou's moral requisites and legal rules may have worked well once, but that does not mean they can be applied to Lu. Take China as an example. We need to learn from the West, but it doesn't mean we can mechanically copy the whole system, because China has its unique natural environment, history, and culture. Frankly, when we were copying the Soviet model of socialism, we ran into many difficulties. In this case, simple duplication is just like pushing a boat on land. The result is that we may labor without merit and even fall into nightmares. This is the end of the lesson. Our next lesson is on courage.